Earth. God's greatest gift to the living and mankind. Beautiful life forms live in harmony with perfect balance. Then, after billions of years, comes greed and selfishness, creating chaos and catastrophe.
Kayu balak yang hanyut di Jambatan Seri Telemong, Jalan Karak Pelangai, Pahang adalah
keadaan
banjir. After multiple signs and warnings from Mother Nature, only then, we come to a consensus to try and fix the damages done. Recently, the United Nations has come with 17 Sustainable Development Goals in achieving a better and sustainable future. The main scope is on the environmental aspect in development. For the construction industry, there is a practice called Environmental Management System. Environmental Management System. 20 Fenchurch Street with excellent BREEAM rating. An environmental management system is a set of processes or practices that enable an organization to reduce its overall environmental impacts whilst increasing its operating efficiency. It is a framework that enables a company to achieve its environmental goals through a consistent approach. The application of the environmental management system benefits companies in terms of assisting staff in understanding their environmental responsibilities and ascertaining that all operations have the smallest possible impact. Plus, environmental performance is measured against a set of goals that assist in the identification of potential for waste reduction and other cost-cutting strategies. Our focus today is to highlight the impacts of good and poor implementation of EMS in construction projects, specifically in 20 Fenchurch Street, London, as the case study. What is Environmental Management System? Environmental Management Systems, EMS, are designed to coordinate and optimize operational environmental protection in a company. Companies can have their systems certified according to Eco-Management and Audit Scheme, EMAS, or ISO 14001 Environmental Management Systems, requirements with guidance for application. According to the guideline, the systems are designed for each company individually and adapted to its needs, including the Plan Do Check Act scheme. Multiple guidelines and accreditation have been created in rating and certifying green building design for construction projects, namely LEED, Passivhaus and WELL. For today's video, we are going to focus on Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Methodology, also known as BREEAM, the world's leading sustainability assessment method through the quantitative method, developed by Building Research Establishment, BRE. We can expect the following outcomes if EMS is carefully introduced in a particular project or company, as it is not limited to a reduction in overall environmental impacts. Financially, waste reduction leads to cost savings and higher earnings. Productivity, process control is improved, waste is reduced, and raw materials and consumables are used less. It also improved products and sales as a result of promoting greener credentials. In terms of public relations, it improved public perception, and lastly, for legal, it helps in ensuring both environmental risk management and legal compliance. Most companies apply a similar method. The general ways of implementation are as follows. A thorough examination of the company's operations, goods, systems, processes, and services, as well as their potential environmental impact. The creation of a policy on the environment leads to the development of an environmental impact reduction scheme, thus helping the employees to have clear jobs and duties. This making training and awareness campaigns for employees compulsory. Next, procedures for controlling actions that have an environmental impact is written down and well documented as a mechanism for keeping track of documents. This regular auditing is to ensure compliance and helps management conduct a formal review. 40% of annual global carbon dioxide emissions are generated by the building sector. 28% of it comes from building operations, while the balance 11% comes from building materials and construction. This warning is alarming, making green building development and environmental impact assessment are some of the best methods to reduce the worsening problem under the environmental management system. Thus, in 1990, the world's first environmental assessment method was established to achieve optimum performance of construction projects towards the impact on the environment, called BREEAM. BREEAM is a set of standards and a certification scheme that measure and certify sustainable value in the built environment and construction. Achieving a standard involves meeting a set of, in many cases, very detailed criteria. Concrete principles are underpinning this set of standards. The BREEAM certification covers a wide range of building types, from commercial buildings like office and industrial buildings to public like healthcare and even prison. In the UK, even though it is not a mandatory requirement for each building to be assessed, most public-funded projects require the building to be assessed and score the minimum rating in BREEAM. The main principles for BREEAM are: it delivers a sustainable solution and provides a framework to get the balance right. Furthermore, it is based on sound and logical science. In addition, BREEAM supports a process of change. Last but not least, this set of standards ultimately delivers value to the occupants of the building and structure. In today's video, we are going in depth into the first principle: sustainable solution. Sustainable development can be interpreted as anything that can last long which still can be benefited in the future. We always thought that sustainability must be environmental-related matters, but no. It ranges from environmental, social and economic as well. Sustainable development must cover all three in order to gain the sustainable title. There is a wide spectrum under the environmental scope ranging from energy and water use, health, pollution, transportation, materials, waste, ecology and management process. These different categories have their credit value and weightage, which will be calculated thoroughly before any certification is awarded. At the end of the assessment, the project will be awarded one of the following awards according to their scores: outstanding, excellent, very good, good, pass, or unclassified. A commercial skyscraper, designed by Raphael Viñoly, was built in the middle of London City, the home ground for Chelsea, 2021 champion of UEFA's Champions League. The building construction was completed in 2014 after 5 years construction period starting from January 2009. There is a 3-story sky garden on the top floor of the building that was opened to the public in January 2015. With the distinctive design resembling a radio handset device, this building is nicknamed the Walkie-Talkie of London. The structure was intentionally designed and built in a concave figure with larger top floors to maximize the floor space towards the top of the building. With the smallest floor of 1,900 square meters on level 3, and the largest floor area of 3,300 square meters on level 34, creating an increase of around 73%. In comparison, this building achieves an extra 40% floor area compared to conventional buildings with the same height. The structure was originally owned by Canary Wharf Group and Land Securities, which was then acquired by a Hong Kong investment firm, Lee Kum Kee, in July 2017, for £1.28 billion, profiting 167% from its initial investment of development cost. This single transaction broke the record price for a single asset in the United Kingdom, surpassing the £1.2 billion HSBC Tower located in the same city. A range of elements is evaluated by BREEAM comprising energy and water use, health, pollution, transportation, materials, waste, ecology and management process as mentioned earlier. The evaluation for this project started from the design to construction and operational stage, with the deployment of licensed accessors to measure and assess all of the processes involved, backed with evidence supports, in collaboration with the design team. In the end, the Walkie-Talkie of London received an 80.2% final score, an excellent score for the BREEAM rating. The manager of group sustainability at Canary Wharf Contractors, Martin Getting, said, "Our total project approach to making sustainability real has resulted in one of the most sustainable buildings of its type in central London." The question is, how? There are many measures taken to achieve the greenest building in London City. It all started at the design phase way before the construction stage. Detail planning was carefully executed by the team before constructing the building. Several key elements are to be highlighted today that aided the project to be certified excellent. Ecology. A triple-tiered botanical area, the Sky Garden, is located on the top 3 stories of the building. Restaurant and viewing deck that offers a 360-degree panoramic experience of the city. This sky green platform also is said to be the reason for securing the planning approval. They also created the UK's largest green infrastructure called Green Wall that contains more than 50,000 plants of ferns, shrubs and grasses covering a 700 square meter area of the wall. The Biotectures installation on the annex service building opposite the southern entrance, providing a livable ecosystem for numerous insects and birds. This feature living wall helps to contribute to the BREEAM assessment rating in terms of ecology. Material. Cherry-picking the material to be used in the whole project was another practice done in achieving the excellent rating. Certified sustainable sourced concrete and structural steelwork following the BRE Global Standard BES 6001 responsible sourcing of construction products. Furthermore, Timber with Forest Stewardship Council (FSC) certification comes from responsibly managed forests. The walkie-talkie building makes use of the FSC certified timber in most of the structure, covering the shell, core and full fit-out of the Sky Garden and restaurant, usable areas, pocket park, and annex building in 7 levels in total. This initiative has made the project to be one of only 80 projects globally and 44 in the UK that has received the certification in utilizing FSC certified timber. Waste. Construction waste is a major problem as we tend to just leave it in landfills. However, it was a different story for this project. A total of 96.4% of all construction waste was either reused, recycled or recovered, preventing leaving it in an off-site landfill. This movement was greatly performed by both on-site and off-site resource management processes during the construction stage. For illustration, all of the excavated material was sent for reuse as fill material in an off-site land reclamation project. Plus, exporters of military memorabilia or militaria reused the unwanted timber pallet and packaging from the construction of this project. Energy. 20 Fenchurch Street employ low-zero carbon technology of solar photovoltaic panels that were installed on top of the Sky Garden. 250 peak roof-mounted panels generate around 27,300 kilowatt-hours of electricity per annum, saving an estimated 13,260 kilograms of carbon dioxide every year. Moreover, the main highlight of the day is the hydrogen fuel cell, making it one of the best features for the sustainability of the building. Basically, this building has its own battery that emits low pollutants, creating a greener environment. The technology used in the building's sustainability strategy is similar to the technology developed for Apollo and shuttle space missions. The fuel cell main objective is to generate clean power and reduce the building's carbon emission by 7%, equivalent to 270 metric tons each year. Compared to the conventional combustion-based power generation, the fuel cell will prevent a total of 18,000 metric tons of pollutants from escaping to the environment. The chemical reaction between high-pressure hydrogen-rich gas and clean water will generate electricity and heat as a byproduct, which can be used directly as a heater or for cooling purposes. The cell creates 300 kilowatts electrical and thermal output, equal to power up 800 standard-sized households. This implementation is surely a great leap forward to a better sustainable future. Despite several green approaches made by the project, there are quite a few criticisms of the project as a whole. We will go to look at some of it. Location. The 37-story tower was criticized to be a foreign structure in a location where most of the buildings were heritage buildings. Plus, it is questionable why the building is located outside of the designated cluster of the high-rise buildings of London City. And the reason that the approval given by City's chief planner developing the project was due to the Babylonian Sky Garden structure, making it a public scandal. Without the greenwashing trump card in the proposal, people suggested that there would be no such strangely shaped building from being developed. Design. The odd design of the building received the 2015 Carbuncle Cup, an architecture prize granted annually by the Building Design magazine. However, this award is a humorous acknowledgement given to the ugliest building in the United Kingdom completed in the last 12 months, contrary to the prestigious Sterling Prize awarded by the Royal Institute of British Architects, RIBA. Certainly, the upper section of the building with bulk-sized top floors makes it more unnatural. Also, the public expressed that the building gives them eyesores and described the building shape as more like a sanitary towel or sanitary napkin rather than a walkie-talkie. Searing ray. In 2013, sensation news was reported during the construction of the tower, making it to the headlines. Due to the curved facade of the building, the solar energy was focused directly on a shallow spot on the street. This unfortunate phenomenon has been explained by a solar physicist of Imperial College, Simon Foster.
Because obviously I would have thought people would have actually looked at this. This is quite a well-known phenomenon. It's not something that you couldn't really plan out. Having a parabolic or kind of concave dish such as this isn't a new phenomenon. Though actually I'm surprised no one thought through and actually looked to see if there would be any focal points onto which the sunlight could kind of hit and actually start burning things.
He also manages to record an astonishing temperature of 92 degrees Celsius, strong enough to pop off tiles, melt the body parts of cars and smolders carpet on the shops nearby. There is also a video showing a man frying an egg for his meal during the phenomenon. The architect, Raphael Vignoli, admitted that he knew there would be a problem with the curved facade and the risk of the sunlight beam intensely damaging the neighboring structures. However, he stated that he never thought that it would be that hot, as he said there would be climate change that comes into play. He mentioned that his experience during his first time visiting London was different from the mid-construction of the tower and directly raised global warming as a major factor. From the analysis during the phenomenon, the scorching experience would last around 2 hours during lunchtime, the busiest hours in the most city including London. This would surely be an unpleasant experience for pedestrians to be in the bright spot. What's strange is, in 2010, Raphael Vignoli also received complaints about his building, the Vdara Hotel in Las Vegas. Guests from the hotel expressed dissatisfaction as drink glasses melted and burnt hair, especially when sitting around the pool. In conjunction with the 20 Fenchurch Street's death ray, the permanent solution was then implemented. A sunshade is known as Brise Soleil was installed on the south part of the tower, costing another $14 million, which ultimately solved the issue with a quite high price. Wind tunnel. 2 years after the death ray incident, the 20 Fenchurch Street tower has been accused of creating another problem. The curved facade was reported to create a channel of strong wind enough to knock over people down the street. Some Londoners working nearby the tower reported that after the completion of the building, they experienced quite a strong wind blowing on the street level. It almost caused a food trolley to be blown away, as reported. Thus, the City of London Corporation demanded a new assessment to be made on the wind report to compare with the one that was already made and submitted at the planning stage. The head of design of the London City, Gwen Richards, stated that the outcome of the assessment shows the wind motion was somewhat different from the initial expected plan during the planning stage. Hence, proving the issue faced by the locals, which are then known as the downdraft effect. A strong downward force of the wind occurs when the incoming wind is forced to move downwards after it hits the wall of the building. This accelerated wind affects the comfort of the pedestrian around the area. Even though some troubles occurred, the benefit from the implementation of the green development was apparent. 64% of the building occupancy was already leased out during the construction stage, with 23% waiting for confirmation, leaving another 13% portion available. This data was taken in February 2014, months before the completion of the tower, shows how significant sustainable development is in terms of sales and marketing. Yes, the environmental aspect is greatly benefited from the development of the project, but it also creates a domino effect on another aspect as well. Furthermore, the change of ownership highlighted the powerful impact of green investment in a construction project. Roughly 167% profit was gained from the initial development cost, as mentioned earlier. Kudos to the design team for achieving the excellent rating, and the whole project team for mitigating the problem that arose. However, this project has shown all construction players to be very precise in planning the design of a building. All possible risks must be taken into consideration. The implementation of the environmental management system has been widely used across the globe, including Malaysia. The awareness of the environmental impact can be seen locally with the growing application of Green Building Index, GBI, MyHijau, Malaysia Green Attribute Tracking System, MGATS, Green Real Estate, Green RE, and the launch of the Green Technology Master Plan, GTMP. From the case study, Malaysia's construction industry also could learn the benefit of technology advancement, namely building information modeling, BIM has proved to be a helpful tool in avoiding such similar complications as London's hottest green building. Environmental Management System. 20 Fenchurch Street with excellent BREEAM rating.